All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And we are live. So welcome to Ryan's Tech Guide live Q&A. And basically also finding deals uh, on Best Buy and all the other websites out there that we can find for back to school. So I'm Ryan. I'm Ryan from Ryan's Tech Guide, of course. Pardon a little nervousness. This is inaugural one for me for this. So hopefully we can have some people join in with the crowd, join in with the um, conversation, of course, and we will go from there. So first of all, I just want to say welcome, as I said. And the format of the show is going to be looking at prices on the different websites. I have 4 in mind that I've kept up, and we're going to look at those, look at the back to school specials. And also, what we're going to do too is we're going to look at comments or questions for anything IT you like. So if you have something you've been wanting to ask or wanting to know, we're going to be looking into that. So it's going to be me and everyone out there out in the world. So with that, let's have a look around and see what's out there. So I'm just going to bring up my screen here. Okay. So first of all, we're going to look at Best Buy. Now, Best Buy is one of the websites I like to look at for different prices, different everything. And also, this is not a sponsored viewing of anything, just so you guys know. It's not going to be a sponsored video of any kind. This is just my opinion and what I see. So let's have a look around. So we're going to scroll down here. And over, they have deals, of course. And shop. Okay, back to school 2022, and it's shop for all. So here we go. So they have all this different site. Their site's really good, by the way. I like their website. So you get all different things. Now, the number one thing I get asked whenever I was doing this for a living in the past was laptops and computers like that are basically number one. Desktops back then were important, of course, because that was more prevalent for most people. But now laptops are number one. And that is basically what we're going to look at first. Of course, they have different things. They have Wi-Fi, printers, iPads. We're going to look at that too. But we'll take a look at laptops and see what they have to offer. And I'm going to give you my opinion on a few of them that I think would be good for someone looking for a deal. So we're going to go laptops on sale. Feel free to leave comments and questions in the comments section or even in the chat on YouTube if you're watching from YouTube right now. So those are where we will have that. So according to him, they have their hottest deals. So Apple here, these one here, if you're looking for, say, a MacBook Pro, which is what this is one that you'd use for, this would be used for kind of work for video editing and video work with college sites and universities that do that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for Apple, this one here shows at $300 savings. Now it's the fall of 2020. That's what this is. And also during the video, I'm also going to explain a number of things as we go through different pricing and all that, different terms. We're going to do all kinds of things today. So just keep that in mind. So this is a pretty good deal. $300 off this laptop. It ends on August 18th. So that's 2 days from now. You also hear it says sold out online. And also here now, it shows sold out. Of course, you can change it if you live in different parts of the country or the world. But these deals don't tend to stay long. They tend to go. And like this is a pretty good deal. You got 8 gig, 512 SSD. And I'll go into that later. So this is the Apple one that would be really good. They have other ones here too. And yeah, 8 cores, 16 core neural core engine in it, 512 SSD, very, very large drive. And you need that for these kind of laptops. So that deal's good. Unfortunately, where I'm located, they don't have any and there's nothing online. So maybe there could be other ones. You just change the postal code and you're good that way. What other deals do they have here? So over here, we have say here, like this one here. This is the Lenovo Yoga. Okay, now the Yoga's been out for a little while now. It's touch screen, 2-in-1, so you can flip it around so that you can use it for um, tablet writing or anything like that that you need. That has it. You can do some inking. Windows 10 and 11 have inking ability. And in here, these are the specs. Now, I'm going to go into in a bit about specs, but at $1,000, $500 off, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. Now, it says here available on back order, and it's sold and shipped by Best Buy, so that's good. Best Buy is the one selling it. Sometimes Best Buy's website, they'll have third-party vendors on there, which are just as good, but that's what they do. So they tend to branch out, as far as I understand. So they also have that, and this one here is ending on August 18th as well. So some of their sales are coming off right now. Now, why this laptop is so good? Well, one of the things is this here, this spec right here. So the Intel i5 12th generation core, which is what the CPU or the central processing unit. There's also 512 gig of RAM, or sorry, 512 gig of hard drive space, which is again very good. That's 256 is I consider the minimum now, but 512 I'd say is a standard because files are getting bigger, pictures are getting bigger, the quality of the photos people take are quite good now with the high definition, even the 4K stuff. So hard drive space is a premium. You need to have enough of it. So 512, I would say, is where you look to begin with. If you want to go a little less expensive, 256 is fine. But that's pretty much where the standard lies now. And 16 gig of RAM, that is now the standard at the end for most people. 32 gig is now the upper standard, but I made the change with that with my tower, and it made a huge difference. So between 16 gig and 32 gig, if you can find it in a laptop with a good deal, I highly recommend doing that. So the Lenovo, just to go on about that, Lenovo is a good company. It used to be IBM. IBM used to own that. It was their PC division, computer division, and they sold it off to this company a number of years ago. This little company called Lenovo. So they picked up IBM's computer division. So that's who it is. So that's why when you see ThinkPad and all that, that's IBM, or was IBM. Sorry. So that would be this laptop. Now, this is the sales. Now, I've gone through here many times. I go through here often, especially when people ask me what they're looking for. And they offer really good deals. There's other sites we're going to go through as well. And we're going to see what's there. And another one that I find is HP. So Hewlett Packard has become pretty solid now. So this laptop here. So in this one, it has two available in the city that I come from, in Cornwall. Now, again, you can change your postal code in Canada, and then you'll be able to see what it is. Now, this has two here. Now, this laptop, again, very similar to the one I just showed you. 12th generation i5. Sorry for scrolling, but I'm going to go down here. This one has a 1 terabyte drive. Now, terabyte is much larger. That's 1,000 gigabytes. That's what that stands for. And SSD is a term that you see quite often in laptops, and that's the term you should look for when you buy a laptop, is solid state drive or solid state disk. I think it's solid state drive. Sorry. That's what it is. And the solid state drive is much faster than the older style platter drives like laptops used to have. So basically, it's like your phone. Like it's a flash type style of memory for storing. So when you do that, you're able to store quickly and access just as fast. It also helps you with your battery life. Your battery life, you'll notice now, laptops are much better. Their battery life is um, longer than it used to be. It used to be between 3 to 4 hours. Now you're seeing laptops between 6 to 10 hours, but depending on what you do, of course. If you're a heavy video user, it'll drop significantly. If it goes up a little bit, if you drop it down to like word processing, general use, emails, you'll see the battery life go up quite a bit. So those are some of the specs you see on this. Again, it has a base speed of 1.3, but 4.5 is very fast, and it will move up to that if it needs it, which is also another way to save on battery. It doesn't run like the old days. It used to run at always the same speed. Well, now they have this boost speed idea, and what that'll do is that it'll actually use the processor when it needs it, backs off when it doesn't. So this one is a very nice laptop, um, very solid. It has 16 gig of RAM, of course. Again, on a laptop, very good, excellent. So this is $899, $100 off. So it's a smaller number, but it's still for what you're getting, really good device. So that would do for HP. What else do we have here? So let's go out and take a look at what's around inside Best Buy. We'll move off Best Buy soon. We'll take a look and see what else they have. So there we go. Now you also have Mac, Chromebooks, 2-in-1s. This is also, they have more of these laptops you can look at. Let's see here. My computer's just a bit laggy, but that's okay because I am broadcasting. So, and what else? So what I can talk about next, if anybody would like to know, is brands. Now, I'm not going to say which brand's better or not, sort of. I'll state what I see and what I've worked with over the years. Now, HP, Lenovo, those are very, very good devices as far as I've worked with. Dell's good as well. Absolutely. Look at Dell. Look at Asus or Asus, as it's been talked about. Its name's changed. Now you pronounce it. Uh, it anyway. Asus has come along, or Asus, as I like to call it, has come a long way over the years. Now I used to sell these, and they were not very good back then. Now, granted, that was a number of years ago. I haven't sold laptops as a form of living in a long time, but I've kept up with this company for a very long time too, and it's improved dramatically, and I would recommend people look at those laptops as well. I have recommended that brand before to people, and overall it's been good. Now, just so people know, when you buy a laptop out there, you're going to find that no matter what company you buy, some companies will have ones that will fail and some that will not as fail as often, but they do. And I mean, they have this built into their system, and how many do and how many don't, in terms of failure rate and all that. But these companies tend to last quite long. Now, Acer was another company that I used to sell quite often, and Acer has been around a long time too. Um, I'm not as fussy for them, but they are an inexpensive laptop, and they can uh, offer some value. So I will say that. But I like to stay towards HP, Dell, Lenovo, and Asus. Those are the four I tend to look at whenever I recommend laptops to people. So as I look around here, now there's also another brand, another kind of laptop that's come out, and it's the Microsoft Surface laptop. So Microsoft decided to get into the hardware business a while back. Steve Ballmer was CEO. Anyway, they ended up staying into it's called the Microsoft Surface line. They call it the Pro. They have the laptop. They have different ones out there. Now, these are meant more, I mean, anyone can buy one. And I mean, they will do what you need. They are really good for inking and word to do drawing and writing for notes. They're very, very light. They're very, very flexible because they have the folding capability. So it's like a tablet and a PC. So that's nice to have. Also, they have other qualities that are good. Uh, Just depends on what you want to use. Some people like them. A lot of people like them. Some people are not too fussy, but that's okay. Everyone has their tastes and what they like. One of the things I find for me is that the screens are a little smaller than what I like. But again, you can also find a docking station. You buy the dock that goes with it, and then or that can go with it, and then that goes to a big 23-inch screen. So we'll look at those too a little later. But those are that's the Surface, and then you can take a look at that. And if you're a office, like in education, for instance, they have those as well. In you can see those all over the place in office settings, CEOs, CIOs, high production folks. They tend to have lap surfaces as well. So always take a look at there. And also Dell can, or sorry, Microsoft can offer deals that are really good too. So you always take a look at their website. But this one here, for instance, very, very fast. 11th generation, again, 10th, 12th generation, 10th, 11th. I mean, it's it's not that much difference. When you look at processors, they're not that much difference. Now, if it was, say, a fifth generation, that's you're looking at one that's pretty back there. So absolutely, you would definitely want to try to stay closer to the newer ones because they will offer the security, which is very important now. Security, you want to have those qualities in your computer when you buy. So this one here has 16 gig of RAM as well. Again, 512 for the hard drive. All standard, really good standards now to have. And in this case, this device, a lot of them aren't upgradable. Laptops are still upgradable for the most part. Some of them are not. Some of them have them soldered on, and what happens then is you're basically stuck with what it has. So that's something else to keep in mind. And like these here, a lot of them you can't really change too much. So you buy the best one you can afford, and you use it. So this one here has some what they call IO or input output. So like USB ports, USB C, which is a newer standard, much faster. You see that that's what most phones and like it's Android phones are now that, and I believe Apple's moving towards that standard, especially in Europe. But those are standards that you need to have. But some computers have more, some computers have less. I'm on the side of trying to find as much as possible, but that's just me. So that is Best Buy. Now, that's laptops for Best Buy. There's other options too, which is accessories that I would recommend people look at in terms of uh, other parts that you could use, like external hard drives, for instance, USB sticks are vital for a lot of people, especially students who are trying to traverse. Now, I know there's cloud based stuff, which I recommend as well, storing as much as your information in the cloud as you can. Um, some people they like to have the USB stick with them because they can go to any device if they don't have the internet, which is good. But absolutely, these are here. So I'm going to go back a couple of minutes, and then we're going to go to Staples and have a look around. Now I'm looking at comments. I haven't seen any yet, but that's okay. That's no problem. Hopefully, people will drop a few questions, but that's okay too. Let's have a look here. Back up here. And go to Staples while it's loading. So they have a back to school section as well. Of course, most of these websites do. Back to school, it was a big piece whenever I was working in the sales of computers. So we click here. They actually have different options. They have amazing back to school values. They have teacher headquarters. If there's any educators out there watching, you can also come here. They have this option as well. And they even have a teacher membership program. But again, I'm not here to sponsor any websites. I'm just pointing out what they have. So I'm going to go to the amazing value deals and we'll take a look and see. Now, a lot of this is, it looks like binders, paper, and all that, which I recommend people look at, especially if your parents trying to find deals. They'll tend to have them here. But I will focus on the technology side of things. So let's go to shop. And then over in computers, actually, we'll go to accessories first, then we'll look at computers. So in accessories, data storage is one of the ones that we'll look at. Monitors, we'll see if there's any deals there. And then, of course, speakers, cables, webcams. Now, webcams became popular due to the illness that happened over the last few years, and those became very, very popular. So let's go to data storage. So this is vital. I think every student out there who is watching, if any, or parent that is watching, or anyone, data storage is good to have. It's always nice to have it with you. I highly recommend you save your stuff in 3 different areas, but this is one of them. Um, because sometimes this does fail. I'm not going to lie. They do fail sometimes, but overall, they're really good. They've really improved them over the years. Now, the companies that sell storage is Kingston, Seagate, SanDisk. Those are all the big names. Western Digital is another one, which is also Seagate and Western Digital are hard drive companies. But Lexar is another one. I just saw that here. This is this Lexar one. So they have all kinds of deals. So, if, like, for instance, here, this one. This is a Seagate 2 terabyte USB 3.2. So, what that means is that's the newer style. So, right here is this is the end from the drive to that where you connect to, and that will go out to a regular USB. Now, it's $106 regular, on sale for $89.99. You save $17. Now, the sale actually ends tonight, and 2 terabytes is a lot of space. So if you are a content creator, video builder for your websites or your actual college course or university course you're going into, this is a pretty good deal considering what you're getting. You're getting 2 terabytes. You could store a lot of videos, a lot of different files on this, and this can go in your backpack and this can carry with you. Again, like I said, you always save in a few different spots, not just on your hard drive on your laptop. Everybody has to remember that. Hard drives fail. Simple as that. And one of the places is this. And I would recommend everybody out there who's watching look into getting a drive. Getting for your students, your family members, anybody, or yourself. This ends, as I said, this will end today, but I know there's always deals out there. So we also have here, so Seagate's one of them. You also have another one here. Here's another Seagate. This again is on sale. It's $84.99. 1 terabyte. So as you can see, for the price difference, you get quite a bit more storage for a short period of time. So that will be. So for me, the other deal would make more sense. But if you can't, if there's none available, then going down to this is also not bad. And numbers in stock, which is good. So yes, and this also has the ports here. So it does USB-C, 3.0, and 2.0. So what that means is these are the styles of USB over the years. So 2.0 was about 10 years ago, ballpark. 3.0 has now been the standard for a while. And now USB-C is becoming now the new standard throughout the world. And all it does, it's just transfer speed. Though as you go newer, the speeds increase. And a lot of laptops now, like the ones I recommended earlier, and other ones that we can go through, will actually they will actually have those ports. So these laptops now, or sorry, these drives you can buy. So this is a good deal too. It's a backup plus 1 terabyte, solid price. I mean, like I said, the other one's a little better, more space for a similar price, but if it wasn't available, that's an option too. Comes with also a 2-year limited warranty, manufacturer warranties. That's really good. So 2 years is pretty good. So if it died out, you can go get a new one for up to 2 years. You just got to register. Don't forget to register. So what else do we have? So that's storage for now. You also have USB sticks like this. And I'm going to go here to USB flash drives. Verbatim is another good company, by the way. Kingston, like I said. So this price here, a little thumb drive. If you're looking for something inexpensive, I mean, that's a really good price. 32 gig for $7.99. That's a good price. That's very good. You could buy a few of these. They have different storage options here. They have 256, 64, 128. With standard files, 32 gig is a lot. 64, I say, is still a little better. Obviously, it's double the size, but you can get a lot more files for the size of file, whatever you do. $12.99 for that. Really good. Lots of stock. 13 in stock in Cornwall and other cities. So they're stocking up, obviously, for the back to school. And I mean, 256, the ultra highest is 50. So depending on what you need, 128 is 21. So I mean, that's a pretty good price too. That's $20 off. That's a good sale right there. $21.99. The sale ends on September 30th. So you have lots of time out there if you want to go to Staples and pick one of these up. But that is an excellent little price for what you're getting. So I think that's it for storage. Take this off, this category. Staples has all kinds of things, just like Best Buy and the others. There's all kinds of deals out there you can get. I'm going to go back another one. Pardon me, everyone. If there's any comments out there, please feel free to leave some in Facebook comments or even in the chat section in YouTube. That would be great as well. Just to answer any questions if you have any. So this one here, let's go back up. Let's go shop. Let's see what they have for computers. These are the laptop deal. They have a plan here. Actually, it says save now on Office 365, 25% more free, purchase 1 year of 365. So basically what's happened now, just so everybody knows, Microsoft has gone about, now they're going to a subscription model. It's not like in the old days when you'd buy a key and then that's it. And then you'd have it for life. Well, now they're doing more of a subscription base. So you'd have to renew it every year. You buy a year and then you can get 3 bonus months now. You get all the standard Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneDrive. This is a pretty good deal. If you're in school system or education, I mean, there's a number of things that you can get with that included already. If it's a 360, an Office and a Microsoft board, but those are things to look for. Look for deals like this if you're looking for Office 365. Has also Google Drive and all that as well. Google has options as well. So there's a number of them out there. Apple too, I'm pretty sure, has some. So over here we have a number of other devices. So I've talked about Lenovo, I've talked about Asus or Asus, HP, of course. Now I'm going to talk about Intel, and so we have an Intel here. So this one here again, 12 gen. So 12 gen seems to be the standard now, but there's also one. Now this one here is actually a nice HP. So it's got 15-inch screen, 12th gen core, 8 gig, a little less than what I was showing you earlier. But the 8 gig, again, it's kind of on the lower side of the standard, but a lot of laptops have it still. It's still good. So I'd recommend, if you can get a good price on RAM, try to see if they can upgrade it for a little extra price that you save on the laptop to go to 16. But if you can't, 8 gig will work fine because the processors and the hard drives are so fast now, it will help. Again, 512 SSD, and this one comes with Windows 11. Now, I'll be doing a video at some point with Windows 11.10, whether you should upgrade or not. But Windows 11 has now become the standard Windows you see in all new buys that you have for laptops. Some of them have 10, a few of them, but most of the ones I've seen are all Windows 11 now, usually Windows 11 Home. And basically that's it for this one. But $699, and again, unfortunately, the sale ends late tonight. But again, keep your eyes open for these sites. They have sales going on, I'm pretty sure, all the time right now because of back to school. But $699, it's $150 off. The specs you get here are very good. They're very standard for what people need. They have USB-C port, two type USBs that you normally see, like which connect printers, sticks, uh, any of those devices. And you also even have an HDMI port as well. So you can hook that into a monitor. You can hook that into a television if you want, if you wanted to go with a bigger screen. This one here, I would say, is a strong buy. This one I would look at for myself because this is a good balance here. This is a good balance, and the processor, it doesn't really say how fast it goes, but usually they're between 1.5 to 3.5 gigahertz they boost at, and I would say that's a good deal. That one I would say look at that one. Now, another one that they have here, I believe this, that's an Intel as well. We'll go back. Sorry about that, folks, but we're going to see what else we can find. I'm having fun, by the way, everyone. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and now I'm doing it. And I'm hoping, just to go on a side note, I'm hoping to do more of these Q&As or best purchases of these devices and that as we go. So, like for instance, Black Friday, I'd like to do one on Black Friday. Christmas, I'd like to do one for that. So I hope everyone's enjoying whatever I'm showing you, and it's going to be another addition to the channel. So please sit back and enjoy. I know you are, I'm sure. Excuse me. Now, I'll show this one. It doesn't have any stock, but there's also AMD Ryzen. Now, Intel's been around a long time. We're going to talk a little bit about processors. So one of the key things you look for is the processor, of course. You have AMD Ryzen here, which is a company. AMD's been around a very long time. I've been a purchaser of AMD product for many, many years. I have bought Intel, of course, but AMD has been the predominant one that I've bought. Now, they have been rivaling Intel for a long time, and they've done very well, and especially lately. The processor here, this Ryzen brand, has really done well. Now, the computer that's running this feed that you're watching is run by a Ryzen processor in my tower, and it is excellent. Ryzen is a great, great processor brand. AMD Ryzens are there. Now, they have different numbers. So, like a Ryzen 3, a Ryzen 5, they have four different numbers: 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, as the numbers go up, of course, the quality and the more extensive the processor is. In a laptop, a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7 are usually what they put in. They do have Ryzen 3s like here, which are on the lower end of the spectrum, but they're still really good. But I recommend between a Ryzen 5 and 7, if you can find it. That would be what I would say is the best, because it's a good balance. You're getting a lot more power. Like this one here has 256 gig, and that's a small enough drive for the price that's being asked. That's quite, the specs are lower, because if it's a Ryzen, say it was a Ryzen 5 or 7 and 512 RAM, 512 SSD, that would be, I think 729 would be a little better. But that's what the price is for this one. But I was just explaining what Ryzen is, and Ryzen is a very good quality product. And again, I recommend anyone take a good look at Ryzen processors. They're excellent to buy. So what else do we have here? What other laptops would we say works for us? This one here is a clearance. So here we go. So this one here, better price than what I just showed you. It's a Ryzen as well. It has a Ryzen 5500U, which is the processor, the mobile one they have, which is in the laptops. 8 gig, 256. So this one is now 669, and it's on clearance. So it doesn't say how much it was before, but as of November 5th, 2022, I believe, that's when this expires. This would actually be a great purchase for someone who's just looking for a laptop with that doesn't require a ton of spec, but you'd still have lots of room to do what you want. So hard drive space would still be good, plenty of RAM, good size drive. The Lenovo brand, I mean, the Ideapads I've seen a number of times, they've done well. And I mean, this is a nice looking laptop too. If you look at if you look at this, it's a nice touchpad. It's got the full keyboard, which a lot of people like. Some people don't, but I would want that, especially if I'm doing computations and all that kind of stuff. But this one here, I would say excellent deal overall. For 669, you're getting a pretty good laptop for that, and it's on clearance. So definitely one to look at. Now, this is Staples. Now they have different sections, of course, and I could talk about these websites for hours because there's so much to look at. I'll make sure that their websites are linked in the below in the comment section, or sorry, in the description. I mean, and that way people can have a look at their site and take a look around. Um, but I would certainly keep looking there. I'll do one more here. With monitors. Now, I'll explain a couple things about monitors. Let's see here. This is monitors and accessories. They have different ones. So you have gaming monitors, you have like a business monitor, ultra wide, curved monitors. There's all kinds of different ones you can look for. Uh, Ultra wides tend to be used for production, like people who do video game design and all that. Those are usually between 27 and 32 inch or bigger in width, but they're very, very narrow. They're not a big physical monitor. They're narrower, but they stretch out much farther. So they give that, and that's what they need. 4K monitors are excellent now. Prices of 4K monitors, I mean, prices here, they've come down in price. You look at, I mean, 499, 699. These used to be $1,000 monitors not long ago, and they've come down in price dramatically. Now, companies I would look at and recommend for monitors, I would say BenQ. I'm okay with BenQ, but LG is a very good one. I have an LG monitor. I've bought LG monitors for years. I know many people that have, and they like them a lot. Also, ViewSonic, they tend to make nice monitors as well. Also, take a look at those. Samsung, of course. I mean, Samsung televisions speak for themselves, and that translates down to their monitors. I haven't seen too many failures or anything with those. Then we have what other ones? Philips. Philips, I didn't sell too many Philips back in the day when I used to sell them. But again, that's a number of years ago. They've obviously improved, I'm sure. But Asus is also another one. My second monitor is that very clear, very bright screens, just all around nice devices. Dell even makes nice screens as well. Very vibrant colors. I find the colors that are most vibrant are ViewSonic and LG. I find those make really nice monitors to watch and use. And I mean, let's be honest. People are on these things sometimes 8 hours a day. That's what this is what you look at all the time. So you want to buy a good quality monitor. Now, there's two kinds of panels out there. Well, there's a number of panels, but the two panels in computers that I've seen, one's called TN and the other one's called IPS. Now, the TN panels are not as bright, they're not as sharp, but they're less expensive. So people will tend to look at a monitor and they'll see the price. They'll say, "Oh, great, that's awesome." And then they'll bring it home and then they hook it up to their tower or laptop and they're like, "Oh, well, that doesn't look, it kind of looks dull, or it looks like there's like a haze or shadowing or whatever on some of these." Well, that's because the type of panel it is. The panel I recommend everyone buys is the IPS model. Now, IPS is usually what most monitors are now, but there are still TNs out there. But they're sharper, crisper video. They're usually 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080. That's the standard. But now with the 4Ks, they're even better. And what you do is you always buy IPS for your monitor. That's my recommendation. IPS, pay if it's a little more money, pay the money. It's worth it. Your eyes will thank you very much for that. Absolutely. TNs, I find they're hard on the eyes and like it's just tough. And IPS has a measurement. So LED, which is I know I'm throwing a lot of acronyms at everybody, but LEDs is light emitting diode. Well, those in monitors have a measurement. So you'll see 10 millisecond, 5 millisecond, little MS beside it, or even one or two. Now, of course, the smaller the number, the better the picture is, the shorter the measurement is, which is better for picture. However, it can cost a little more, but overall, it's um, it's worth it. So a 5 millisecond monitor for most people, no problem. It's great. Even one little higher is okay. It's fine. But when you get into the gaming and the high video needs, you want to go as low as you can. You don't want to go any higher because you need that crispness, especially whenever you're editing or you want to see the quality of the video and the colors and all that. So IPS is what I recommend. And like I'm just looking here now. Another site, I'll go into this next site, which is the one I tend to buy a lot of my parts for computers that I build or stuff that I recommend for people. It's called Canada Computers. Now, Canada Computers, you might recognize this website. It's found all across Ontario. There's a number of stores. Now, they have a lot of brick and mortar stores. Up in the Ottawa area alone, I know of at least three, and actually four if you count Canada. So this is one that this place tends to have deals that sometimes people miss because again, Canada Computers is very well known, but some people may not. They go to the Staples and Best Buy for the most part, or other companies, whoever's out there in the world that they go to. But this one near Ontario is kind of a hidden gem. I like this store. They have a lot of options. It's always nice to go through there and see what they have. So I mean, like the website's very, very extensive. They cover pretty much everything. And again, not a sponsored Q&A. This is absolutely what people are where you can look. So for instance, computer peripherals. Let's have a look. Let's see what they have here. So monitors. So they have like gaming monitors, 4K gaming. That's usually what it is. You have creator monitors. They've even broke it down there. So let's just go to home office monitors. This is usually the standard monitor you would buy. So like right here, let me see if there's a deal that sticks out for me. Let's see if there's any LGs. So you go over here. They have all the filters you can apply. So for instance, I go IPS and it'll change. And then I can apply, let's say LG. So according to them, there's 51. And I like to stay between 23-inch screen and 27, depending on the size of your desk and how your room is set up. Those are usually the standard size. But like here, for instance, this one. This is a really nice monitor. 23-inch screen, IPS, 5 millisecond. You know, New Orleans, there's two available. This one here, excellent monitor. Excuse me. Pardon me. But 199, regular price 239, on sale for 199. Really good deal. 16 and a half, 16 by 9, HDMI, pretty standard monitor now you buy. But this one here, and of course, what they do is they break down the specifications. So you can get into the real nitty gritty here of what you want to find out what this monitor has. So a lot of this information I'm not necessarily going to go through, but I'm going to show you like 1920 by 1080. This one here, this is a solid resolution. This is what standard 23-inch full HD. They actually qualify this as a gaming LCD monitor. Now, this would be, like I said, used for standard stuff plus gaming as well. I have something like this. It's gaming. It looks good on it, but you can get a lot better, of course. But the price goes up. But then you have like this, for instance. This is the 27-inch LG. Okay. This one here doesn't have any, but you can change the store's preference wherever you are. And they actually can buy it on the web. So, but like this 27-inch IPS, 5 milliseconds, same idea as the one I just showed you, but just a little bigger. But look at the price, $179. So it's actually less expensive than the one that I just showed you. It's $229 on sale for this. And they even offer a 15-day right there. You gain 3 inches of screen and it's actually a little less money. So these are the kind of deals you want to look at, especially if you're trying to buy and build a workstation for your school or your school and college, university, and all those things. Now, I'm going to go back here for a minute. I'm going to explain another little trick here. So they have open box. Now, when you see open box and refurbished and open box. Now, I did this on my Facebook group. I did a video, or back when I was starting to learn how to do videos, on what the difference is. So I'm going to explain it right here, right now. So open box is usually a monitor or a product that came back that was already open, of course. Now, it doesn't mean that the product is bad. It doesn't mean that the product is faulty. That's open box is usually because someone brought it back because he wanted something else, or it just didn't work out for them. They have to register and take a little money off. Now, is the product any good? Absolutely. It's still good. Excuse me. And the other thing too is that they'll back the product still. There's still the warranty involved. Now, if there isn't a warranty or if there's a lot less, they will state it on the website. They will say, okay, 6-month warranty at this price, open box. Refurbished is different. Refurbished is usually a device that came back, may have had an issue with it, good chance. The people that work there have looked at it, identified it, and fixed the issue. Now they will resell it for that. And basically that's what it means. But by any means, open box, don't be afraid of buying open box. You can always ask the employees there what the status of this monitor or other products there is. But that's what open box means. So if there's a good sale on it, definitely inquire, especially if you're going to go to the store. Absolutely inquire. But $179, $299, $229, pretty good. So other deals out there. So that's LG. Again, higher the monitor size, the much larger the price. But that's LG. Now, what other sales do they have? So they also have like gaming desktops that are already like pre-built by this company. And sorry about that. And basically, sometimes what happens, especially with the product, is sorry about that. Oh, good. Just had to check something. So let's see here. So they actually have pre-built systems. Now, what happened was when everything had the shortages, a lot of shortages. I was recommending to people that you could go to a place like this and buy a computer already built already, probably more than what I could do it for. And like, for instance, this one here, for what you get, for the specs you get, this is actually a really nice tower to buy. So they have the Ryzen 5 5600X, 3000 series. Now, GeForce, just to go on that, there's GeForce and AMD. Now, AMD bought out ATI years ago, and they're now in the video card business, which is something else we could talk to about. And the video card business has been a hot commodity over the last few years due to the Bitcoin mining that's been going on and other mining that's happened. A lot of video cards were not available to buy. Also, the chip shortages, of course, that hit the world, and it's still hitting the world right now. But it's getting better. We're making video cards almost impossible to buy. And if you wanted to buy one, you had to pay top dollar. So, like this computer here, solid computer, like this little hard drive here, I'll go into in a minute. You've got 16 gig of RAM, Windows 11. I mean, this computer for this price is excellent. It will do gaming without an issue. For most people that are looking for a system pre-built. And this is one I would look at. So this site, this company does these things. Now, if you have a local computer store too, of course, always take a look at them. They may have stuff also that you want to see. There's always deals there to be happening. But again, like I said, I'm doing the show on these sites, but always check your local PC builders out there as well. Since I was one of them once upon a time, I was in a company that did that. I always shout out to anything local. Local's good too. But this one here, yeah, you can buy this, and this would get anybody gaming without an issue. And $1,599 is really good because you get your Windows, you get all of what you need. The only thing you would have to buy is probably a monitor and keyboard and mouse, because I don't believe it comes with it. So, excuse me. And right here, this little item here. So I was talking about SSD, so solid state disk or solid state drive. Excuse me, solid state drive is what I was talking about earlier. This hard drive is called the M.2 NVMe SSD. Now, that's a newer style. Now, with laptops and desktops, if you can find a laptop or desktop that has that style hard drive in it, especially for the C drive, is what they are always referred to in Windows, highly recommend you get that included in any computer you buy. The speeds that these travel, I'm going to show you the difference. Okay. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to show you the normal SATA drive you can buy. So you can buy these. So like this. This Western Digital Blue will show you 1 terabyte, really good. Here's the read speed. Here's the write speed. Okay. Really still good for a laptop. Really nice. It'll save older laptops as well. If you're ever looking for, say, a 4 or 5 year old laptop that still has lots of good specs to it, but the hard drive is failing, one of these would probably restore your computer, I mean. But as you can see, it's 560 and 520. Okay. It's the read and the write. That's what these drives do, right? It's back and forth. But here's what an NVMe looks like. So we go back here. Sorry about that. Desktop components. Sorry about that. Here. These look like a little stick of RAM memory that you see. So down here, let's see what is a good deal here. Let's see. This one here. So this is the Western Digital Black drive. This is actually what is powering mine. Like not this one, but one just before that. This is the NVMe style. It looks just like this. This is what it looks like. Okay, it looks like a little stick of RAM. Most new towers and most new laptops today will have a hard drive like this. Okay, it's not that big plat like I just showed you. It looks like this. That's where all your files, everything, Windows, everything goes on this. The price is $109 and you get a 500 gig. Now, it seems like it's a little high, but it's because it's the style. But look at the speed difference. The other one was 560 and 520. This is 7,000 and 4,100. So if you put Windows 11, Windows 10 on something like this, you're looking at just saw a comment just made me laugh. Thanks, Talon Gaming. That was funny. Anyway, that just caught me off guard there, man. Anyway, basically this one here, something like this, if you could put it inside your new tower or a laptop, if it has the connector built into it, I recommend it. Now, there's different generations, of course. This is the generation 4, which is the newer style, like the newest one. I mean, there could be a 5 now. I'm not sure. But there's the 4. There was a 3 before that, which was most common, but which I believe is what powered my other tower that I had. But like speeds like this, you can't match what the SSD does. But if you have a computer that has this slot in it, absolutely put one in if you can. Find one of these NVMe put it in and make sure that your Windows is on that. It will fly. Computer will boot up in no time. You will be able to navigate all you like. And so that's what I would suggest. Something like this. And there's all kinds. You got Samsung, you got Kingston. Kingston, again, they do a lot of this kind of work. Any kind of storage. Samsung does storage for a while. I used to have a Samsung platter drive way back in the day, and Western Digital. So Western Digital, Seagate, Samsung, those are all ones that are the standard in hard drives now. Seagate, WD, Kingston, all those. So that, and AData as well, or AData, whatever you want to say it, is. But just reading the comment here that came up. It says, in reality, most users do not realize any difference. That's a good point. Is there a sweet spot drive bang buck you might recommend? You know what? Let's have a look at that. That's also true, and that's a good point. Thanks very much for that. Let's see what they have for Western Digital. Let's take a look here. And like I said, Canada Computers, if they still offer that drive, they tend to be moving away from that lower number. Like they do have a 770 here, but that price is quite high. Let's see. I'm going to use let's go to WD here. So sweet spot, like Talon's showing. By the way, if you guys want to check out gaming videos and reviews, go see Talon Gaming. Have a look at that. Just a shout out to his channel. I highly recommend. Take a look around, see what he has. It's really good stuff. Let's see here. Actually, like here, this one. Open box, like I said. Now, granted, there's none available. And according to other stores, okay, this would be a good deal if they're offered. Now, granted, it's open box, $47. It's a blue, it's a 570. Again, the speeds are still really high. Like he said in his comment, you know, most users may not notice this anyway, but it's always good to have as best you can. But like this would be a good deal. But again, there's no stock for it, and probably not. Actually, here, this is brand new. So actually, let me switch it around. So for brand new, $49.99, so $50, brand new. And then Ottawa has two of them in Orleans. That's a nice, inexpensive upgrade. And you can get 250 is decent size for most laptops. I said earlier, 512 would be better, but 250 would still be okay, especially if you're doing a replacement. So good deal there. I highly recommend looking at that. What else do we have here? So that's storage in a nutshell. Let me see here. Let's see what else Canada Computers has. Again, this is where I tend to buy most of my stuff. And they're kind of, like I said, a hidden gem because most people will go to Best Buy and those things. So let's look at consumer laptops quickly. Now, normally I was thinking about doing this for about an hour, but I will extend this out to probably by 8:30, and then I'll wrap everything up. If there's any other questions or comments, keep them coming. We have something else he wrote here. So he wrote, the 1 terabyte is in around 100 to 120 bucks. Is a really good price. And you'll see a faster performance when you're at it. Great compromise compared to higher NVMe price. Yeah, higher NVMe. So yes, so that's also excellent. Thanks again. So yeah, you try the 1 terabytes is a lot of drive space for most people. So certainly good to have. And like he said, 100 to 120 bucks if you can find that. And Amazon is another one. We can look at that as well afterwards. I have that brought up. Amazon sometimes has really good deals, of course, like everything else they sell. But I look there once in a while. But so laptops. So they have sales pretty much across the board. Here's the top sellers: Asus or Asus, HP. So let's see here, like this one, for instance. So this is the VivoBook series. So 14-inch screen, a little smaller. Again, processor at this number, no big deal. It's excellent still. An i5 is the other one. That's Intel's numbers. They have i3, i5, i7, and i9. Most of the time, i3, 5, and 7 are in laptops. 8 gig of RAM, 256 gig SSD. This is actually a really nice deal for the price you're getting. It's actually 150 off, and they have them on the web and at stores. So, like if you go on this website, like I said, you go to other stores, you can change your preferred store. And I mean, they have them all across Ottawa, Canada, Oshawa, and you can check other stores. It opens wide open here. You can go anywhere in Ontario. If you live anywhere, if you're watching this, you can see all of this. So you can change it. But yes, this is a nice deal and solid laptop if you're looking for it. Now, this has Windows 10. It doesn't have 11. But that's okay. Windows 10. Again, I'm going to do a video in Windows 10. And I just want to say, Rand Scholl saying hi. What's going on, Rand? Thanks for joining in. Always good to see you. So we have that. That price is excellent. We have another one here. Another book, same idea. Another option. This one's actually a little more money. It was anyway. It was $800 on sale for $200 off. That's pretty good. Again, lots of stock. It looks like. You can actually select your store, other stores. Yeah, lots of these laptops. This laptop is quite prevalent. Good sale, and it doesn't have an end date. So I find these guys don't have an end date too much. So Chris here, or Talent Gaming. Chris is the guy that does the channel. Do you feel the 8 gig of RAM is still the sweet spot for notebooks, or should go? Now, I brought that up actually a little earlier, Chris, but yes, I think about 8 gig is the standard as we know. But 16, if you can get a sweet upgrade price, or if they can include it, absolutely. 16 gig, you can't go wrong. And I mean, just to give a quick idea of what the difference is. The more RAM you have, the more tabs on your browser you can have open, the more programs you can open at the same time. And I mean, it used to be 4 meg, 8 meg way back then, and it's really improved. The prices have really gotten better. Of course, if there's a chip shortage, an earthquake, or somewhere else where they make these things, so of course the price will fluctuate. But right now, the price has been very stable over the last number of years. Actually, the last few years, RAM has been very, very stable. So if you can, like Talon was saying, if you can find or able to get 16 gig, absolutely do it. So absolutely, definitely look at that. So yes, the sweet spot's still 8-ish, but more 16 now. 16 is the sweet spot, but they still sell most of them with 8. So but this is a good deal here. I will absolutely put the links below with the laptops and Facebook and all that. I will post all that in YouTube and here, just so everyone knows. What else do we have? What other laptops do they have for sale? Let's see. Here we go. So that's there. Let's see other brands they have. So we've got, what's this one here? Lenovo again, 2-in-1. Those are the ones that you can flip around. You can try. You can do inking and all that stuff with pens or styluses if you have one. 2-in-1, 14-inch screen. Again, 256, 8 gig. All of this is the standard right now for most laptops. The higher end ones are good. Again, $200 off. No end date. $200 off. Open box, $629. But they will check it. They will verify it. That's what happens there. But this one, nice laptop as well. I think that was similar to the one that we saw on Staples website. And again, pretty standard stuff. Again, Windows 10, they tend to have these Windows 10 ones. By all means, Windows 10 is good. I know Windows 11 has become the new name out there. Windows 10 is just as good. Like I said, I'll be doing a video between Windows 10 and 11, pros and cons later on in another video, but we will talk about that. So let's look at other brands they have. Just a couple more laptops. I'm in the consumer because that's the bulk of what people buy. And over here, and including inside Canada computers, you could really go deep into your filters. You can do AMDs, and all the numbers on the side show the quantity of each laptop they sell with that particular part in it. So it's really in depth, which I like. So like 16 gig of RAM laptops. So as Talon suggested that, let's have a look and see what they have there. I had a question here before I go forward. I had a question here. Can these be upgraded to Windows 11 on the cheap? Well, what happened was with Windows 11, they did a rollout not long ago, well, a little while ago when it first came out, and they tend to do it like for free. You can upgrade your laptop for free, but then after the first support's done, it stops. So then you have to go out and buy. Now, what I'll do is I'll check out Windows 11 after. Not normally, the prices aren't that inexpensive, but I recommend anybody who, if you want to go to 11, and if you have, let's say a laptop you buy from a school, for instance, if you look at the IT department at your like college or university in cases, sometimes they'll offer that. They'll just go right, they can offer an upgrade to 11 for a price. Um, Either way, 11 or 10, they're both comparable. I like 10 as much as 11, so either way works. Stick with 10 if you can. If you don't have to upgrade, don't for now. The updates will last till 2025, but as the programs get more advanced, they may ask for 11. So anyway, that's where we are with 10 or 11. So it can be a little tricky, that one. So here is other laptops. I'm just looking for any other deals that would be a really sweet deal. So here's one here. This is a crazy deal. Wow. $500 off. What do you get for $500 off? Okay, so Lenovo iPad Flex 2-in-1, 14-inch screen, i7. So it's a much more advanced laptop than the ones I've been showing you. A little more newer, again, higher needs. 16 gig DDR4. That's again, there's the sweet spot or more of the normal of today. 512, double the RAM or double the hard drive space, and Windows 11. So this one comes automatic. Now, let's have a look and see if that's anywhere. Hopefully. Sadly, not. Now, they may get this restocked at some point. So this one we can always keep an eye out, but this one is a really good deal. That's probably why there's none left. It's $500 off, but again, very, very good. Unless it's going out. Now that's another possibility too. I'll bring that up. When I used to sell machines, I used to sell it for a living. Sometimes they'll drop the price on laptops at stores because they're going what they call end of life or EOL. And what that means is just the company's not making them anymore, but they want to slash the price to get them out so they can make room, just like cars or anything else out there, like for clearance. Now, that doesn't mean the laptops are not good or bad or anything. They're just trying to move the stock. So that's a little secret that I remember back then, and they still do it today. They'll still bring it. So if this laptop, let's say Lenovo is not making anymore, which I don't know, they'll drop the price, get them out, and then maybe the new line's coming in the next few months or whatever. So these kind of deals you take a look around for. Because if you can score one of these, that's a nice laptop. It's very nice. So there's other companies these guys sell stuff that like MSI. So MSI is usually used in a lot of gaming equipment or for computer parts, motherboards, video cards, all that. But they do make laptops as well, or they've put their name on them anyway. And they're just as good, actually. I find Gigabyte too. They're both same idea. They put their name on it and then they bring it out. Now, so if you're looking even this one, if you're a heavy performance needer, like if you need like CPU power, This one here, Gigabyte Aero 16, 1 terabyte drive space. Again, I always recommend if you're going to do any kind of heavy stuff, always buy an external drive. They're worth it. This has a very strong video card. 3070 Ti is really good. I mean, this laptop would be meant more for a power user. I mean, anyone could buy one, but it certainly would be a very good laptop for a long time. Windows 11 Home, again, Intel i7, very strong laptop to keep an eye out. And also, yeah, this has 16 gig of RAM as well. And if there's anything here, sadly, again, oh, they have a couple here in Markham, Richmond Hill, Scarborough, Waterloo, and Cambridge have a few. So these are good. These are good deals here. So they do have them at their stores in those cities. But yeah, that's a $700 savings. That's a really nice laptop. So that would definitely be worth looking at. Now, going forward, also, I'm going to talk about extended warranties for a few minutes. Okay. Extended warranties, like anything out there, is it worth buying? I did a video about that. Um, if you're buying for your for your child, like I said I have a video for 5 tips on to buy for new college students and university. One of them was about that. And you know what? If you're buying for like 3-4 years and the price is reasonable and you're getting what you need, drop protection, spill protection, anything like that. A laptop I just showed you, if the price is reasonable, it's worth it because that's a $3,000 laptop. And if it got spilled or dropped or damaged, and if they had, let's say, I don't know what their status is, but if they have like full replacement value or they will fix it for nothing, that's where it's worth it because that's a lot of money for a device. And those are the types whenever extended warranties are good. If it's a laptop that's $500, um, I don't know if that would be worth looking at. But if it's something much over like 1,500 or more, or if it's like I said, a student that's long term at school, then absolutely take a look at that anyway. Ask questions, find out what the full amount is, and then go make your decision from there. So, but that's it for the laptops. Now, is there anything else anybody else wants to know about? Like, if there's anything, please put it up in the comments. They've been great, everybody. Thanks so much so far. I'm just having a look here. What else do we have? Let's go to deals. They have these bundle and save section. Here we go. So they have all kinds of little things here, like TVs and watches and earpods and earbuds and all that. That's not what I'm looking there for, but those are an area you can take a look if you want to get a deal. That's okay too. Now, this site also, you can build your own machine as well. They have all the parts here. I mean, if you have someone who wants to do that, that's great. I mean, I do that stuff still. But let's go to the Windows section, the software. Because Rand was asking about software, desktop operating system. So here we go. So right now, Windows 10 is $30 off. Now, they have the old CD, DVD version. Now, most computers today, especially the laptops or Ultrabooks as they're known now, they don't have DVDs anymore. You can get external ones on Amazon and other companies. You can buy externals. But the DVDs themselves, I mean, for $129, that's Windows 10. They have a USB one, and that's the one I would, if you're going to buy Windows, I mean, the price is the same now, $129 for both. This is also another disc, but I'm going to try to find the one that has the USB. Okay, so here's this one. So this is Windows 11 Home, 64-bit, 32-bit. 64 bits, now the standard 32-bit Windows, you don't bother because if you go, I mean, I don't even think it's offered anymore, but 32-bit or 32-bit limits the size of the amount of RAM that can be used. So again, this is talking a little while ago. 64-bit now is pretty much standard, and that allows the RAM to go way higher and a lot more options. So Windows 11 now, this is the USB. So basically, you can install Windows on a USB stick instead of a disk, and it works very quickly. If it's I think it's a USB 3.0, which is pretty fast now. Again, standard, but still fast. You can install the Windows fairly quick. Now, the two drives we were talking about, the speeds will be varying, but the speed to install this is much faster. But the price jumps a bit because it is a USB, but that's basically what Windows 11 costs today. So if you want to upgrade, that's what it would be. And that's Windows Home. Now, of course, you still have Home, Pro. They have all different kinds. Like Pro here, for instance, this one. All the difference between Pro and Home is it gives you another, extra features that say the other one doesn't. Most PCs at home use the Home one. That's the most people use in their office setting at home. When you go to an office workstation or school or whatever, it's usually Pro or Enterprise or higher. Like Enterprise is the highest, I believe, and Pro is higher than Home. But anyway, that's basically what it is. You pay for a little extra, what you need. But again, Home for the most part, for most people, will be fine. Well, that's Microsoft. So what else do they have here that would be good to look at? Let's see peripherals quickly. Now, keyboard and mice, there's all kinds of things here. Let's see what their external drives is first. Let's see here. External SSDs. Have a look here. So these guys here this company has like Samsung. Like here, what's this? That's all sold out. That's a solid price, $139, but again, all sold out. Check the other stores. London White Oaks has one across. It's the only one in the province, according to their website. So that's okay. There's all kinds of little prices here. But anyway, I'm not going to stay too long on this. But yes, so that's external drives. They don't seem to have too many deals here right now, but it's always good to keep an eye on it. What else do they have here? Let's do quickly. Memory card. So gaming keyboards, mouse combos. Here we go. So you have different kinds of keyboards. You have your soft touch keyboards. You have mechanical keyboards. This is personal preference. And this is also the sorry about that. This is basically also that wired. There's wireless, all different kinds. So I would say anything here you look in this combination depends on your use. I mean, like this one here, Red Dragon. That's a company I just heard of recently, but I think they've been out for a little bit. You have the keyboard like this that actually has the wave in it. I'm not a fan of those personally, but that doesn't mean people don't. Those are nice. That's a decent deal too, $89 for that. I just got a comment, and we will be looking at tablets and iPads in a few minutes, actually. It's a good point. Thanks for bringing that up. Look at iPads next. Look into the Apple side of things. But yeah, keyboards are absolutely personal preference. So I would suggest go into the store, take a look at some keyboards and mice, try them out, and see how you feel. One of the nicest ones I've seen, and it's Logitech makes it. It's the one I'm actually using right now in my tower currently. Let me see here. Let's go out. Peripherals. It's called the Hero Mouse. Now, Logitech. Make this quick. Let's see. This one. This is actually a good mouse here too. This one's really nice. Now, gaming keyboard and mice for most people, I just find it makes it a nicer experience on your computer, whether it's a monitor or laptop or desktop. That's actually quite good. Now, I recommend everybody if you really want nice like equipment to work with, get gaming equipment. I mean, the other stuff works great, but this stuff even has a next step, another level up. And $59. There's actually an $80 mouse on sale for $60. This is the one here. That's one of the gaming mice I recommend. The other one is this one. Now, this is my exact mouse. This is what I have. This is what I use. And I have to say, this mouse, very impressive. Sometimes this will go on sale for under $60, but a lot of times it sits around $80. But this one, it's one of the nicest balanced mice I've ever used. So if you know anybody looking for a really nice mouse for gaming or a child or whatever, or yourself even, this is one I look at. So now I'm going to go back to Staples for a minute. I find Staples gives really nice, and Best Buy as well. They have really nice stuff for tablets. Now, tablets are great content consuming devices, as they're known. And we'll switch it to that for a minute because it was asked. Now, let's see here. Shop. Computers. Let's go to the other search. Sorry about that, folks. iPad. Apple iPads. Now they have different generations. The newest one currently is the 9th generation. Right now, that's the current one. They seem to bring one out every year. This one here, this is pretty standard price for an iPad now. Got the 10.2-inch screen, so they've made them a little bigger. I've worked with iPads quite often. It has the newest processor, and they've basically, I believe, have gotten rid of the 32 gig iPad. Now they've moved it up to 64. They also have 256. Now the price for a 256 is $200 more. They tend to move about $100 or $100 to $200 a size. That seems to be what Apple's standard is these days. And $429 for this iPad, that's a pretty standard price, but that's good. Now you can always find less expensive ones, a little older generation ones. So, but like, for instance, let me see here if I can find one. So like this one, this is a 5th generation iPad Air. Okay. It's got 64 blue, but look at the price, $790, $749. Well, it's 4 generations behind and it's more money. Like, I don't understand the pricing of that in a way, but that's what happens. Like, look at that, 256 gig. The rest of it is the same, except just the drive space is bigger. That's the only difference. Camera doesn't change, nothing else. You can go different colors, but almost $1,000. Now, there's nothing available for that, so that's one thing. But like, this is the 5th generation. I recommend for iPads, always go with the newest. I mean, it's the way to go. You're not, it's like a smartphone. You try to buy the newest smartphone you can, I mean, whatever you can afford, of course. But I mean, like, this is, again, this one here, same idea, $429. Same one. One's just a different color. One was the silver, one was the dark gray. And in terms of tablets themselves like this, I only recommend Apple. Apple has I had a Samsung tablet. It didn't last very long, unfortunately, for whatever reason. I believe it had something to do with the connector on the inside. But anyway, this is what I'm suggesting. Just go with Apple, and I always recommend buy an Otterbox or a device that will protect your device when it drops, because Otterboxes are worth it. Now, if you go to Amazon, I'll flip to Amazon. Sometimes they have deals for those. You always have to make sure when you buy an Otterbox, just so you know, it's the right one for the right iPad, because sometimes the iPads will be different. And like this one here. So this is 74.59, 57. This is for the 2017 version. So that would be the iPad Air. So this one here, it explains here what it's meant for. Always look at what those Otterboxes are covering because they don't always fit properly. So like this is where I would look. And Best Buy has, or sorry, Amazon has deals that you can find, like hard drives, everything I showed you earlier. Absolutely look here and take a look around. So I think that's everything for tonight. This was a blast, I have to say. Like I said, I wanted to do this for a long time. I'm having a great time doing this. I have lots of questions I can answer. I think we'll stop here for now. So we'll get this done. So I'll bring that back up. So again, I extended about 30 minutes because the questions were coming great. So I want to say thanks to everyone who participated tonight, anyone who watched. You guys are great. The support's been off the charts for this channel. Very, very happy. I intend to do more videos like this as other major sales. If there's any interest on more of this, please let me know. I'll do more of these if you like. Answer questions. And also, if you want different things, it's great. So I think I'm going to end the broadcast here. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for all the comments. And I will post whatever I can inside the description below. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good night, everyone.